program you're about to see will teach any child to read in 3 months. Actually, I have discovered in my visits across the country that many kindergartners simply are bored because they can do more than color all day and learn social skills. With this program, any kindergartner can read at a 3rd grade level by the end of the academic year. To me, it's really pretty much common sense. I think if we look at a dry sponge, nothing comes out. We certainly have to soak it. And that's what we're going to do today, is to immerse children in the keys that will unlock words. Let's look, for example, of what the cards will do. Let's look at the word cry, hi, ice, and yet. The Y in cry now says I. The IGH in high now says I. The I in ice now says I. But the Y in yet now says ya. So when students take the standardized test, they're looking for what looks alike rather than the sound. Let's look at the word steak, bead, and help. The EA in steak now says A. The EA in bead now says E. The EA in help now says A. Yet, icy, candy, and try. The Y in yet now says ya. The Y in icy now says E. The Y in candy now says E. The Y in try now says I. Physical, hit, fly, yo-yo. Usually this sound on the standardized test is underlined. They must find the same sound in the line. Usually children will guess at checking fly or yo-yo, but the Y in physical now has the same sound as the short sound E as in hit. The Y in fly now says I. The Y in yo-yo now says ya. Now let's look at the program that you're about to view. Most times, children are taught that A is symbolic of apple. But let's look at all of the spellings for A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I believe that we teach vocabulary and the phonics at the same time. So block A, amazing. A blanky says A. EA says A. AI says A. EI says A. AY says A. EY says A, as in they. AIGH says A. EIGH says A. ET says A, and E with their credello says A, as in Andre. Here we have bumblebee, single B says ba. Here we have the sound for C. Calendar, if you notice the vocabulary word is taught along with the phonetic sounds. Calendar. Single C says ka. Single K says ka. CH says ka as in ache, trachea, bronchitis. But CH also says cha as in church, chat. And the French CH says SH as in champagne, chandelier. QU says ka. QUE says ka as in statuesque. KH says ka as in khaki, and the vowel before the CK ka is always short. If you notice, we are also teaching the rules for the sounds as well as the sounds. And this way, with children doing this every day for at least 90 minutes, because first of all, reading is the basis of everything that we do. And if children do not have a firm reading background, word background, they will never be prolific writers. Here we have dinosaur, Single D says da. ED says da. Here we have fire truck, fire truck. Single F says PH says, and GH says F, as in enough, tough, physical. Here we have good choices, good choices. Ga, ga. Single G says ga, GH says ga, GUE says ga, as in morgue, ghost. Hammerhead, hammerhead. Single H says, WH says. Here we have jeweler. Single J says ja, DU says ja. GE says ja, GI says ja, GY says ja. And E, I, and Y are vowel signals. They change the sound of G to J. And the vowel before the DGE ja is always short. It's in badge, hedge, ledge. Look at the word DU, which says J, as in graduate. Kayak. Single K says ka. Single C says ka. CH says ka, as in ache. QU says ka. QUE says ka. KH says ka, as in khaki. And the vowel before the CK ka is always short. Remember, K and C are copycats. They have basically the same sound. Learning well, learning well. Single L says L, LE says L, EL says L. Mission statement, mission statement. Single M says MB says MN says as in column, as in thumb. Neighborhood, neighborhood. KN says as in not, no. GN says as in gnarl, as in gnome. PN says as in pneumonia. MN as in collar. Pachyderm, question mark, and Q never goes walking without U. Q and U are very, very good friends. CU says Q as in curious, as in cute. Running race, running race. Single R says R, RH says R, as in rhythm. WR says R, as in rap. Sowing seeds, sowing seeds. Single S says, PS says, as in songs. SC says, ST says, and the vowel signals are E, I, and Y, and they change the sound of C to S, as in ice, physician, fancy. Tow truck, tow truck. PT says, ED says, BT says, violin, waterway, axiom, and one of the axioms we used here, you will find out what you can do by doing it. EX says, KS says, as in books. X says, yardstick. Single Y says, and dot and I, blank says, I. Zoology. S usually in the middle of a sentence, in the middle of a word or at the end of a word has the sound of Z, as in treasure, measure. These are the short vowels. Astronaut, educate. E, single E says A says as in health, wealth. Short vowel I as in Italy. Short vowel Y, which also says A as in physical. Short O says I as in octopus. Short U, and here we have the schwa sound, which says as in America. mountain. A W says all, a U says all, as in daughter. A W says all, as in slaw. O-U-G-H says all, as in ought. But O-U-G-H also says O, as in doe. I call this stuck in the snow or stuck in the mud, whatever your locale might be, are our artists. The early bird gets the worm. E-R-R, I-R-R, U-R-R, E-A-R, O-R, E-U-R, O-U-R. Oi, oi, oyster. O-I says oi, O-Y says oi. O-W says O, as in so, blow. O-W also says owl, as in owl. O-U-G-H says O, as in doe, but it also says aw, as in ought, bought. Here we have tooth fairy, ooh. Double O says ooh. Two-dotted U says ooh. O-E says ooh. U-I says ooh. U-E. Here we have the sound of TCH, and the vowel before CK is always short. The vowel before DGE is always short. And the vowel before the TCH is always short. Here we have sheriff. TI usually has the sound of SH as in motion. Situation. CI says sh, SI says sh, CH says sh, SU says sh, as in sugar. Here we have the thermometer, White House. Here we have the sound of ing, jungle jam. Usually the vowel before the NG is usually always short. Now let's see how all of these works in the classroom every day. Remember earlier I spoke about nothing comes from a dry sponge. We have to soak the sponge, and again, kindergartners can learn to read in actually 3 months. They can learn to read at a third grade level if we really soak them in the phonetic keys every single day. Now, after we've gone through the log cards, then we do what's called sounds in position. See if the students have paid attention. Here we have a blankie. Then you will have students come to the chalkboard. If they know that they have to perform, then they will usually pay better attention in the classroom. Okay, let's say we have Monica at the chalkboard. Monica, make that word say bake. Here we have A, which A, Monica? A blank E. Let's make it say bake. Now it says bay. Alleviate the guessing. Now it says k. Okay, the vowel, this is a vowel signal. The vowel signals are E, I, and Y, as we discussed earlier. The vowel signal E hits that vowel before it and makes it say its name. Here we have the EA, which says A. Now it says stay. Okay, Alex, make that word say steak. What do we hear at the end? What do we hear at the beginning? What's the middle sound? A. Which A? EA says A. Here we have EA, and now it says, we've marked it with the braille because it's a short vowel. Now it says help. Okay, here we have EA again. That's marked with the macron. Let's make that one say bead. Now it says bead. What's the ending